that's a question I've never thought about. Like, you forgiving yourself?
Yes, and
That's good.
I forgave myself because I understood why I
Okay.
had those thoughts.
Right,
And I
right,
think if you're gonna truly forgive, you gotta have the understanding. You can't just verbalize it.
right, right.
You can't. If you truly forgive yourself for whatever transgression against yourself or against anyone else, but really it's against yourself. Transgression against the other is really against yourself. So if you truly forgive, you have to have you. It has to come from a place of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood why I had that thought.
Let me ask you this: when you said a transgression
Transgression.
against somebody else is a transgression against yourself, I understand what you mean. Go deeper with that. Explain that to people so people can get it.
You're doing to someone else. You have to see the other as yourself. It's that golden rule. Do unto others, right? Do unto others.
As others doing to you.
Right.
Right.
So what you're doing to another, in a sense, is what you wish was being done to you. So you have to look at that other as if they are an extension of you. I cannot help you unless you want to be helped. You have to allow me to help you, right? So it becomes this mechanism of, in every interaction, I need to see myself outside of myself. So this is what I perceive myself, or this is what I perceive as being done to me.
Right, right.
So you're doing it, but you're pushing it outward.
Right,
so internally, you're really doing it to yourself.
Most definitely. Most definitely. You brought up you was an introvert like multiple times, maybe twice within the interview. Tell me, you say you're an introvert, but when we talking, you see.
I'm comfortable with you, bro. I'm comfortable with you. But
Right.
if I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Introversion is really just about the direction in which your connection is. So I have a strong connection within. Most of my interactions is going to be within. I don't feel the need to be in a social current.
Right.
I would, if we're in a club or if we're in like at the open mics.
Cat's Cafe every third Saturday.
Bam. If I'm at Cat's Cafe,
04 Fridays in February.
on that day,
Right.
then I'm likely gonna be by myself, just in my thoughts, observing, not engaging. I'm not trying to do the butterfly effect.
But let me say one more thing before we go further. So tell me about, because you have custody of son.
Yes.
How long have you had custody of him?
Ooh, wow. That was 2000.
Because I don't want to go too far. Then we go back to the introvert thing, because I want women to know that you're a man's man.
Yeah, that was
and because when you brought up the abortion, I know some women probably cringed, because I know how women think, right? You know how women think too. If you was on the opposite end and you was watching it, you'd be like, yo, I need to make sure my peoples know that this man is a man. This is not a boy over here. This is a man over here I'm talking to. I only talk to men. And for you to even bring up that, you know, you had those thoughts with a lot of us men had these thoughts. For you to correct your thoughts with a lot of men do and don't correct those thoughts. For you to get to the core of the reason why you did these things and make the adjustments, that's a hell of a thing on your end as a man, and I salute you for doing that, bro. I salute you for doing that, for real.
Challenge.
For real.
Right?
But finish saying about the introvert thing.
All right, so introversion essentially is the tendency to be alone. But it's not really, it's not loneliness. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely, or perhaps even isolation, right? You value your own company for the most part. And by valuing your own company and not feeling obligated to be in the social stratosphere, you learn more about yourself.
Most definitely.
So I don't feel the tendency to talk to everybody in the room, shake my hand and introduce myself. You know, I think there's a meme out there where it shows Kanye, Jay-Z, and Pharrell.
Diddy.
Diddy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I think it was Diddy. He was like, I'm a Cancer, so Diddy was in the middle, and you see Jay-Z He's over. I think Sag. He was Sag.
Yeah, he like me, baby.
Yeah.
He ain't fuck with you. He ain't fuck with you.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna act like he fuck with you. That's me.
But it's interesting because I will fuck with you, right? Even if it's on like a shallow level, just to be cordial, because I'm trying to make a peaceful situation, right? But the preference is I'd rather be by myself. So I can be, I'm introverted with extroverted tendencies. A lot of people have asked me, like, how are you an introvert, but you can go up there and perform? And I recharge my batteries when I'm alone. So I prefer to be alone so that I can
most definitely
get back in tune with myself. When I start socializing, I start getting drained.
I got you. That's how my daughter is. She's an introvert.
Oh.
She be like, Daddy, it's too many people. I gotta recharge my body. But the funny thing is, bro, she is probably she is the funniest person I ever met in my life, yo. Like, she has the potential to be Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor. Like, she's really, 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 really Patrice O'Neal. She's really funny.
The culture needs her.
My daughter really funny, bro. And I be thinking in my mind, like, yo, I know you're an introvert, and I don't want to push you to be something you're not. But at the same time, your natural gift is this. That's just your natural gift. Yeah, man. Yeah.
She just needs to know that her introversion, that's the baseline.
Right.
Extroversion is to kind of, and it goes both ways. If you're an extrovert, you need to learn how to just be by your fucking self.
Most definitely.
Chill out and just not be in the social stratosphere all the time. Get in tune with yourself. Because extroverts, essentially, they recharge their batteries from other people.
Right.
So they have to be at the party. They have to be at the events.
Right. I think I'm both, but I believe I'm extrovert more than introvert, but I believe I'm both, because really...
Okay, so you're an ambivert.
Yeah, that's what it's called?
Ambivert.
Damn, right. Hey, listen, I want y'all to do. Every word that he gave me a new word or definition, I want you to write that shit down. I want you to say milk. I ain't know that word either. If you ain't know it, I want you to say milk. I ain't know that word either.
Dictionary.com.
But the funny thing, it's funny you saying that, because I can really not be around people. I'm good with that. I'm good with not being around people. I almost feel like if you love yourself, you could be an introvert. If you don't love yourself, you need people around you. It's like you need a validation from other people almost.
It could be that.
Is it? Is it ego?
Extroversion isn't always about social validation. It's just about being in the presence of others and feeding off their energy. It's that exchange. It's you're worldly, right? So you're very much in the environment. You're very much in the world, and you're more concerned with what's going on out here. The introvert is more concerned with what's going on in here, within the self. So it's not that one is better than the other. They're just orientations. It's just orientations.
It's like you said, like your likes. It's opinion. Yeah. When did you start writing, man?
My core is hip hop lyricism. I'd say somewhere around, actually my first piece ever was in 7th grade, and it was called oh man, my mom still has the lyrics. She has the original lyrics. It was in a talent show, and mind you, I've never done anything like this before. School was holding a talent show, and I felt within myself that I could do it. So I had the elements, wordsmith, I love words. And I had a knack for language. So this is back when, first off, I think it was called the Hamburger Song, or it was called Living in a Fast food restaurant, I think. That was the first time that I wrote and actually performed live. So the first time I wrote, I actually ended up performing it in front of an audience. This is also Introvert John.
Was you scared?
I was nervous, especially because he messed up. So it was a duo.
Oh, okay.
I wrote the lyrics for my homeboy, and he was a good friend of mine.
So you come out the gate goes right for motherfuckers. Come out the gate goes
like,
right.
Hey, this is the song. This is when Gangsta's Paradise came out, and you remember the CDs had the instrumentals, right? So you'd have the song instrumental, and I wrote to the instrumental, and it was about fast food. Saying, it was, we've been spending most our lives living in a fast food restaurant. Yeah, so that, I guess my first piece was conscious. It was kind of conscious because I was just talking about how we're addicted to fast food.
Mm-hmm.
And we performed it, but he messed up. He forgot his lines. I remember just getting up there, and then he said his lines, and then he jumped. I was like, no! And everybody's like, ooh. Mind you, this is a whole cafeteria of my peers. I was like, no! And then I picked it back up, and then everybody started rocking. We won third place. So that was the first time.
That's dope.
Yeah, we won
That's
third
dope.
place. I did not expect that, though. I didn't expect to win,
Right.
but I just went up there with the idea.
Probably would have won first place if he ain't fuck up.
Well, I don't know the competition, but there was other the competition. It was let me see. They had some dancers up there. I remember there was a group, they sang Bone. Bone, 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 bone. Oh man, yeah. So the competition was pretty worthy, but that was an original work, and I think they acknowledged that it was an original work.
When the first time you had a feature? What is your first feature?
My first feature was at Ken Warner's.
I was there.
Yeah, that was it.
That's when you had your son.
That
He
was
was the cameraman.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
That was the first one. And that was most of that was off of the Footprints in the Sky album.
Tell us about some of your projects.
Yeah, so
but before you tell me about the projects, tell me about how it felt doing your first feature. Tell me how you prepped, and then tell me about the albums.
Ooh, there wasn't a whole lot of prep because most of again my baseline is lyricism, it's hip hop, so the pieces are already up here. It was just a matter of handing him the instrumental. The rehearsal, that's daily, but some of my projects. I have my current project, which is Dimensions. I'm working on another one right now. There's going to be like a part 2 to that. It's going to be a 3-part series, but there's Dimensions, Footprints in the Clouds. That's the one before that. Transcendence and Enter the Third Eye. So it's 4 projects. You can go to my Bandcamp to find those other projects. But yeah, 4 projects. I've also had a collaboration. So for my first feature, I just sampled Footprints in the Clouds. And there wasn't a whole lot of preparation needed for that. It was just me showing up, hey, here's the instrumental. And essentially, I did some, I wanted to mix it up. I wanted to do some over the beat, and then I wanted to do a cappella. But as of recent, I'm more focused on spoken word. So I'm taking the lyricism, and I'm just delivering it in such a way where it comes off as spoken word. The great thing about spoken word is there's more freedom in spoken word than there is in lyricism.
Oh, okay.
So with lyricism, you gotta have a rhyme structure, and you're rhyming over a beat, so there's a certain cadence. So rhythm, flow, substance, and then of course the elements of poetry. Spoken word is essentially you're taking your script, what you've written, and it doesn't have to have a cadence. It doesn't have to have a rhyme scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am, I'm traditionally a lyricist, and I'm participating in ciphers, rap battles and such, but I'm trying to adapt this to spoken word. So I love performing a cappella anyways, because I don't have this, the beat's not taken away from what I'm saying. I really want you to hear what I'm saying. Ride the beat, vibe with the beat, but listen to what I'm saying to you.
Most definitely.
And it's hard to do that when people are distracted by the beat. So with spoken word, it's okay, I can slow it down. I can still perform and add more elements to it. I can add a few props if I wanted to.
Right.
Ooh, there's a certain level of freedom with spoken word.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of give that dynamism in my performances, especially with my first feature. Did some spoken word, and then I was also rapping.
So I think, based on what you're saying, I believe you was rapping first and then did spoken. Most people do spoken word, then they start rapping.
Oh, wow.
Most people do spoken word first, and then they be like, well, I'm going to start rapping. But you start rapping first, and then you came back to spoken word.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite the journey, though. Because, I mean, I was decent. Coming up. So 7th grade, I do that piece. Then I leave it alone for a while. The first time that I really felt inspired to rap, though, I'm in high school. Actually, I went to go visit my father in Chicago. This is the first time I've seen him in years. And I remember being in these projects. God dang, Chicago's projects, man. And standing outside the building, and there was this crowd. And I remember hearing these guys rap, and I'm just, just seeing the charisma and how people are like, oh, and I was just thinking to myself, I can do that. I'm gonna figure it out, but I feel like I can do that. So after that trip, I started writing a little bit, but it wasn't nothing serious. I never really stood in front of people and started rapping.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I was in Iraq, the first deployment, listening to the College Dropout album. And I didn't really care for Jay-Z like that.
What?
Man.
You gonna make me, I gotta stop this interview. I apologize, bro.
I didn't. I knew he was out there. I was the Talib
You
Kweli.
ain't know?
Man, I knew he was out there, but I was listening to Common, Mos Def, Talib.
I listen to all of them.
Right?
Yeah.
I was with them.
All right.
Before I heard, really listened to Jay-Z. So Kanye West, I was like, oh, Kanye West is good. And then I heard Jay-Z, and I was like, I like Jay-Z now. Because of it was this beat, I can't remember the name of the song. Get up, I get down, get up, I get down. It was that one. I heard the beat, and I heard the lyrics of both of these lyricists. And suddenly, it's just all these words just started flooding in. And I'm running on the treadmill. John is still getting it in. I'm fit all the way through from high school on up. I'm just getting it in, and I just heard this. I gotta write, and I just started writing. And then I remember reading some of my stuff to the homie Kodak. What's up, Kodak? And I looked up to him because he's a Chi-Town native, but he could rap, and I admired his skill. So I felt like if I could show him that I could rap too, that I would have his approval, and then it's an indicator that I should keep going. And I remember reading it to him, and he was like, "Okay, man, that's what's up." And I was like, okay, all right." And I didn't know what to do, so I took the content to the online forums. So again, this is like around 2003, 2004. 2004, 2005, really. And I started refining my skills as a writer through these online rap battle forums. And they had different categories, right? But I was essentially a techie. I wasn't an MC, I was a techie. So I was just writing. Mm-hmm. And this was a place where you learn rhyme scheme, alliteration, metaphors, similes, wordplay. I became a fan of wordplay because of that, because I could see the words. Mm-hmm. Then you understand bar analysis. So this was like the college for rapping. Mm-hmm. You started out here, and then you would battle online, and then you would graduate to audio. And then of course they had poetry section. They had the poetry section, but it was always underplayed. You were really there just for the rapping. So after that, I became a fan, or perhaps an ambassador of hip hop, because there was I will only listen to certain artists. Again, Talib Kweli, Common, Mos Def, my fave.
Yeah, you was like me,
Pharaoh
a hip hop snob.
Yeah,
I was a hip hop snob.
So being exposed to that, and then again, mind you, I have heard rap. Hearing Coolio, it's like Coolio to exhibit. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Don't.
Yeah.
So when you have that Eminem, even when you start hearing these guys rap, you're like, okay, I'm a student now. You're the standard. That's excellence. I'm trying to get there, and then I want to go from there. I'm trying to get here and go from there. Right. So over time, going through the online rap battling and such, my pen just got really sharp, and the memorization started coming through, but I wasn't really producing songs. I was just making freestyles and rapping just for the sake of honing the craft. And then came battles. And then I was okay. And mind you, I'm still in the Army trying to do all this. But it wasn't a passion. It was just a hobby. It was just a thing that I could do. I didn't start really making music until 2000, maybe 2006. Yeah, somewhere around 2006, I started making music. recording and actually listening to myself, finding my voice.
Right. What was your first project?
Ooh, the first, Enter the Third Eye was my first real project.
You already know it. That's some barred up. Deep
Yeah,
thinking.
it was. When I listen to it now, it was okay. It was good. I value the content that I was touching on. It was very spiritual in nature, but it was also a project in terms of healing. You know, I titled it Enter the Third Eye. You know, I'm taking this one idea, Enter the Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying, you know, awaken, John. You know, so it was really about healing for me, and I'm touching on certain topics, love, the nature of truth, even a little bit of erotica. I did my first erotic poem on there. But even before I did this project, racing over into poetry was more therapeutic than anything. It was sort of, I just stumbled across it. I just came home from Washington. I'm divorced from my wife. I need to heal. And I don't quite know how to. Actually, I only did like maybe one or two when I came home. Then I go to Kuwait, and I'm honing my skills. That's where Enter the Third Eye and Transcendence came after that. So basically, lessons learned from Enter the Third Eye, I'm placing it into Transcendence. This is an evolved John getting better in his craft. Even participating in poetry slams. I didn't even know what a poetry slam was.
Right.
So in Kuwait is when I started getting my introduction to spoken word and poetry slamming, right? And then I come back, and now my writing is not so structured towards lyricism and hip hop. Now I'm just writing just to get my thoughts out. And I'm realizing that, oh, I can just write and not have to share this. I can write and just organize my thoughts, clarify my thoughts, clarify my values, figure out who I am or how do I really feel. And this was more of a medium to develop a relationship with myself. So there's a lot of stuff that I write that I don't share. And even the format of my spoken word, it comes off as more journalistic than anything. I just add a flair to it sometimes.
Right. From the time I saw you at the feature to the time I saw you at Ken New Spot, before he moved to Black Diamond, when I saw you as a voyeur, your writing to me has excelled rapidly. But I will say that back then, I was still trying to like get my shit together as far as being on stage, so I wouldn't really listen to people like that. I would block people out and only be in my own head. So maybe you've been at that level back then, but I just didn't hear it. But now my mind is just so configured to listen to everybody who's spit. Cause I'm always thinking like, yo, who's gonna be the next ill person to do a feature or blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I be thinking about this. I already know who dope. I want to know who's about to be the next one. You know what I mean? I already know about Kendrick. I know about J. Cole. I know about all these different. I want to know about motherfucking what's the little young boy name? Who got the little light skinned young boy got the list when he talk?
Oh, YB and Cordae?
I want to know about I want to know about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not saying I don't care about Kendrick and J. Cole.
Yeah.
I already know.
Next?
I know who got next. You know what I mean? Who the next one?
Yeah. Who's gonna advance the culture?
Yeah.
Improve on the design. Yeah.
So, what did you do to excel your writing at that level? Because your level the level of writing has really excelled. What groundwork did you put in to get at this level? And the next thing, what are some of the books that you find valuable? Because when we talk, and I can tell your vocabulary is very diverse and intense. And I also want to let people know some of the things that you value as a person when you're reading.
All right, let's address, which one you want me to address first?
You can go any order you want.
Jeez. Influences. Because my writing is not just inspired by life. I just think in terms of influences. So Lupe Fiasco, I'm a student, right? So I'm studying techniques. I'm studying content. What is allowable? What's permissible? What can we actually say? What are we allowed to say? How are we allowed to say it? So when I start hearing different ways of expressing ideas, I say, oh, you can do that and you can do it that way? All right, bet, done, in the inventory. So it's essentially listening to those who I value as great or at a certain level of excellence. Royce the 5'9", Mickey Fax, a lot of underground rappers. I would listen to them and I say, dang, I like the way that they make me feel, or I like how they make me think. And then I say, okay, I want to have my own brand. I want to have my own sauce. I want to have my own substance. I want to take the ideas that I have and I want to deliver it in the same manner as they did. Or perhaps it might be concepts, like the concept. Just hearing someone say a certain thing or say it a certain way, and then a breath of inspiration. And I say, oh, I have an idea. Maybe I can write about this. And it becomes a challenge after that. Can I start and finish this idea? Can I expound on this idea or this concept? So I love concepts. You can just hear a concept and be like, damn.
How did he come up with that?
Yeah.
Or how did she come up with that?
Yeah, and so you reverse engineer.
When was the last time, like for me, myself, remember, I want you to keep going. The last time that I realized somebody had a dope, it was a Rhapsody album. But she had all the sisters' named, the queen's names in order. And that right there for me, I'm like, damn, that's genius.
Why did I think?
Yeah, shit like that, that's genius.
And she's got more. That's a lot of people don't know. She was not finished with that. She had more in the chamber.
Yeah.
She had other. Oh my gosh, for me, she's top 3.
Yeah.
I put her better. I put her above Jay-Z. I don't care what anybody says.
You just don't like Jay-Z.
Look, Jay-Z is cool. Look, Talib Kweli. Remember now, Talib Kweli. He said. Lyrically, well, what was it? He said, truth be told, if lyrics were so truthfully, I'd rather be Talib Kweli.
Yeah.
He put Talib, and it's like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I study your rhyme scheme. Your content is cool.
Right.
You got a little bit of delivery,
right.
But Talib is where it's at, bro. Let's get it right.
Well, let me say this to you. Like, the thing with Talib, I fuck with both of them, right? But for me, myself, the thing that, when you go listen to Jay-Z catalog, see, I go by discography. You know what I mean?
Okay.
When you go by discography, it ain't too many people can fuck with Jay. See, I go by your body of work.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
fair.
Like, as a rapper, if you put, like, Jay can go super lyrical.
Yes, he can.
He can make a song. See, the thing with Jay-Z, he's like LeBron or Jordan. Like, he can dunk. He can backspin. He can shoot a 3. He can get a rebound. I mean, he can get an assist. He can get a rebound. But with Talib, he's just all dunks. I'm not trying to be a dick.
That's cool.
I'm not trying to be a dick when I say that.
Yeah.
He's just all dunks.
He's got some versatility. It just depends on the song, but yeah.
Yeah, but when you go by body of work versus body of work.
All right. And
that's what you
impact,
do when you
impact too. Okay.
Yeah, when you go by him, even if a lot of these artists, like when you start going this person against this person, I like to go bodies of work.
Okay, that's
when you
fair.
start going discographies, you start looking at that 444. What album do your boy got better than 444?
Okay, Talib. All right, so this is not fair.
See?
That's not. Oh man, it's not fair because Talib been out. He been out. He's doing pop.
Jay was out before Talib.
Man, no, Jay is still going though.
Yeah.
He retired, then came back in.
What album is better than Reasonable Doubts then? I'll give you his last one and his first one. Which album do he got that's better than that? We go by bodies of work over here, baby.
Now
look at you.
No, I can't say Reflection Eternal because that was no, because DJ High Tech was on that one. Gutter Rainbows, no. Reasonable Doubt.
I got his ass a checkmate over this.
Quality, yes. I remember Quality. I remember how Quality made me feel. The
So
beats.
you think Quality is on the same level, okay, or better?
Maybe maybe you're right then. Maybe I just don't like Jay-Z. I didn't start liking Jay-Z really that much until either somewhere around Blueprint 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like the really, yeah.
You missed Blueprint 1?
No, hey, I've heard them, but nothing sticks until Blueprint 3.
Oh yeah, you don't like Jay.
Right? Yes, you gotta remember.
That's what I challenge you to do. Go listen to Reasonable Doubts. Then listen to your boy after that, and you come back to me and you tell me which body of work stands up. You know, because the thing is, it's like we can go by Jay-Z last album, Kweli last album, and we can go by Jay-Z first
Jay-Z's
album.
last album got Kweli's last album. I already know that. Because Jay-Z, I'll admit, Jay-Z got better.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't stay contained. He got better over time. And that's what made me what turned me off about him was his content. It wasn't relatable. It wasn't relatable to me.
Yeah.
So all the other lyricists had my attention. And I didn't really consider him a lyricist. I considered him lyrical.
Yeah.
And he was a rapper.
Right.
And then I hear Blueprint 3 and I'm like, whoa.
Did you hear American Gangster? That's lyrical. American Gangster lyrical. Reasonable Doubt's lyrical.
I've heard songs.
Did you hear the joint with him and Big L rapping back and forth?
Oh yeah.
He can rap. Yeah. He a lyricist.
Yeah.
But what he do is he teetered the line so he can get them sales.
Yeah. That's fair.
Am I tripping?
You're not tripping. Cause
the only difference is Talib, he don't teeter the line.
I would always choose Big L over Jay-Z though. I would always choose Big L.
I love Big L. Big L is that dude.
Man.
Big L is that dude. But see, the thing is,
power,
most definitely. The thing is that I think a lot of times with people like Big L, Pharaoh Monch,
Big Pun,
Common, Big Pun. If you give me, you know what? Since we talking about hip hop, give me your top 5.
Oh man, I can't do. Look, all I know. Okay, all right.